Today we have a treat for you. This is something I found online, people have started doing, and it's fascinated me, and I think it's a great way if you're trying to transition your kids onto eating healthier. We're gonna make carrot hot dogs. What a great concept. So we're just gonna get right in there. I'm gonna take, however many carrot dogs you need. Just cut off the ends, and just roughly the length of a hot dog, cut off your ends. And I like to save mine, and I put them in a plastic bag and put them in the freezer, and then I use those for making vegetable broth. And then we're just gonna peel them. And if you want to get real crafty, you peel more off of the fat side, so it actually takes on more of the shape of a hot dog. If you're really trying to trick those little ones, I'll cut off a little bit more here. And I really think this is just a great way, if your kids or your family's having kind of a tough time with the transition of eating healthier food. This kind of makes it a little more fun, and it's something, it's familiar food. And I kind of bevel off the edges a little bit, make it more rounded like a hot dog. Okay, I'm going to set it in my pan. I'll do the other one real quick here. And you could even go real crazy and get some real big carrots and do footlongs. I think that would be just hilarious. Okay, let's bevel them a little bit. Okay, we're going to put them in the pan, and we're going to steam them. So I'm just going to pour water in roughly into the bottom of the pan, maybe a half cup or so. We're going to cover it up and set it on the stove for 15 to 20 minutes. And you just test them by poking a fork in it, and once your fork pokes in it, it has the feeling of like hot dog, then it's done. So we're just going to get that rolling. Okay, while we're waiting for that, we're going to make our marinade, and this is what's going to give it the hot dog flavor. So this is just about 3/4 of a cup of water, and this is for about 4 hot dogs. So if you're going to make, say, 8 hot dogs, you're just going to double this recipe. So if it was 8, it'd be 1.5 cups of water, and then the rest of the ingredients would also be doubled. So we're going to start out with a couple tablespoons of Bragg's, which I just do roughly. That just gives it a little bit of a salty flavor. And then 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And some Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon of Dijon. And sometimes I add a little bit of pepper too, just a little cracked pepper in there, but that's totally up to you. I'll just whisk it up here a little bit. And if you smell it, pretty much smells like a hot dog to me. I think it's the smoked paprika is really the secret. If you don't have the smoked paprika, you kind of lose a little bit of that, the meaty smell or the meaty flavor. So we're just going to pour that in our pan like this. And then once our carrots are done steaming, we're going to put the carrots into here and set that in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. You really want to get that juice seeped in there to get it all the way into the center. So we're just going to wait till those get steamed. Okay, now they're done steamed. They're done steaming. Poke a fork in them here. You see how easily they go in? That's perfect. We're going to take these out. You got to be careful, because if you they're going to be pretty soft, so they can break in half really easy. And you don't want to break your dogs. So put these in the marinade. Cover them up. We're just going to stick them in their fridge for about 4 hours. And then we will be ready to cook them. Okay, now they're done soaking in the marinade. They're nice and steeped there. Now we're just going to put them back in the pan along with the marinade. Still got to be really careful about getting them out of here without breaking them. And I made a few more because I feed a family of 4 and everybody eats 2 because they're so good. And you don't have to feel so bad about eating 2 big fat carrots. Now hot dogs, yeah, you might want to worry, but carrots? All right, here we go. And we're just going to pour the marinade right on the top. And we're going to put them back on the stove and simmer them for about 15 minutes so that it kind of gets a little bit caramely on them, and then we're ready to make our dogs. Okay guys, the dogs are done. Whew, look at that. That sure smells like hot dogs to me. All right, so what I have here, we're not going to use hot dog buns because we don't really eat a whole lot of bread anymore. But what I found is these Ezekiel sprouted grain tortillas. They do have the sprouted grain bread too, if you want to use that. It's just way healthier than using those fluffy old hot dog buns. But you know, if you can't get your kids to eat it, maybe opt for a whole grain hot dog bun. So let's get her rocking here. Here's one. Okay, I'm gonna put some ketchup and mustard. Okay, that's a little messy. I've got some homemade sauerkraut here. This stuff is so good. I'm gonna have to do a show just on this stuff. It's so good, and it's so good for you. I'm doing kind of a Chicago style hot dog here without the raw onions. Although that'd probably be good too. And I'm gonna put a few jalapeños on mine because I love jalapeños. And a great side dish for these would be, I've got a show on baked beans, so you should check out that show. It would go great with this for a, you know, outdoor potluck, barbecue. So check out the show and be sure to subscribe. So let's taste this bad boy. Delicious. So there you go, carrot dogs. Check it out. I'm burning. My eyes are watering. I'm like.